Welcome to another episode of It's Debatable NBA Edition. I'm your host, Justin Jones, here with co-host Jalen Green, co-host Sebastian Pluvio. Before we get into the madness, I got to ask y'all, how y'all doing?
I'm
Feeling
doing
good,
well.
man.
Yeah,
Everyone's
I'm doing
good?
New scene, new setup. Y'all see what's going on, man.
No, right. You see, I gave you a shout out on the episode that we did before. I wanted to just say it to your face. The work you did, just outside the studio to find the new studio. I appreciate it. Trying to keep the brand going, keep enhancing it, keep it pushing. So shout out to you, Seb. NBA season is upon us, boys. It's been a very long summer. Feels like just yesterday, the Lakers were being swept by the Denver Nuggets, and then the Denver Nuggets beat the Miami Heat in the NBA championship. Now, it's been a lot of turmoil since then. Coaches have been fired and hired. There's been some trades, players on new teams. So I'm ready for this Tuesday. Make sure y'all are tuned into NBA on TNT. They have a fire doubleheader. It will be the Golden State Warriors going up against the Los Angeles Lakers, I believe at 7:30. And then the 11 p.m. game, Phoenix Suns versus the...
Yeah, it's the Suns versus the Warriors, then the Nuggets versus the Lakers.
Apologies for that. We're going to have the Nuggets versus the Lakers to tip it off, followed them by Phoenix and Golden State. So I just want to start off with the award predictions. We didn't get to do that yet. We got the MVP award, Sixth Man of the Year, Coach of the Year, Most Improved, Defensive Player of the Year. So I just wanted to get everyone's opinion on those. So we're going to start with the Most Improved Player. We got Mikal Bridges, plus 1,000 right now to win the award. All these odds is just by Vegas. So once again, Mikal Bridges plus 1,000 to win it. Then we got Tyrese Maxey plus 1,400. Jordan Poole following that tied for second at plus 1,400. Then we have Mr. Cade Cunningham, plus 1,500, and to finish out the top five, Mr. Anthony Simons at plus 1,600. So Jalen, I want to start with you. Who do you have for most improved player and why?
For most improved player, I have Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic, specifically because so off his previous season, he averaged only like 18 points a game, which is a big improvement from his previous season. And when I did my research and everything, big thing I noticed that he only took about 14 shots a game. And I think going into the season for the Orlando Magic, I think he's the solidified second option. And also coming off the FIBA World Cup, winning the gold medal, being a vital part of that, I definitely feel like his confidence is definitely at a high. He's going into his third season now, and I definitely feel like the Orlando Magic, just as a team in general, I really feel like they are really they kind of had like a good winning spurt towards the latter end of the All-Star break, and I definitely feel like going into this season, I definitely feel like he's going to be a big vital part of that. Another thing too, I've seen that he only got to the line about 2 times a game, so I definitely feel like with him being a second option to Paolo Banchero, I definitely feel like the ball will be in his hands more to kind of do more and score the ball more. I definitely just don't feel like he's going to have another season where he's averaging just 18. I definitely feel like if he could just get to the line more and kind of shoot the ball more, I say around like maybe 17 to 18 attempts, you're probably looking at 24 points a game, possibly. So I definitely really feel like from 18 to 24, he'll probably be the biggest leap, and I really feel that that's why I have him as most improved.
Okay. Seb, you're most improved player this year?
I'm going to go the other direction. I'm going to say Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Coming into this season, just the experience off the FIBA World Cup to what Jalen was saying, I definitely seen him take a role into trying to being like a leader, carrying this team. When I look at it, every year he's drastically gotten better. When you look at it last postseason, he definitely was the only player that stood out on that Timberwolves team. Instead of getting swept, I seen Anthony Edwards take that initiative to will this team to at least getting one game against the defending champions, the Denver Nuggets. So when I look at it, he has all the tools to really be successful in this league. Everybody says it, all the media outlets say it. When you look at Anthony Edwards, someone that could really has that it factor, that it factor that we talk about within players like LeBron, KD, guys of that nature. When I look at Anthony Edwards, I really see somebody that could, boost his scoring to like 27 to 28 a game, carry this team, be the solidified leader in this team, help them win games. And I definitely feel like if he does that, the Minnesota Timberwolves are definitely a scary team to look at because when you look at it, they have all the factors. Everybody's healthy now, and we know that Anthony Edwards is the best player on the team. I know Karl Anthony Towns has been there, the vet, the OG of this team right now. Very good player, all-star, all types of that. But when I look at Anthony Edwards, I look at somebody that's ready to take that next step and really become MVP caliber player. So I'll have to have him for most improved.
Okay, I'm not mad at that right there. Just to address what you said right there, in regards to Anthony Edwards, I'm not mad at that pick. Last year, what was they? The 6th, 7th seed?
7th seed. What? The Denver Nuggets were the first?
Right, so I think
The 8th seed.
I think they went into the playoffs. I think they fell in the tournament.
Oh
ended
yeah,
up being
yeah.
eighth,
They
right?
lost to the Lakers, and then they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Right. So when you say Anthony Edwards, I think for him to really claim that award, I feel the Timberwolves will really have to make that leap to probably be like a top 4 seed. I don't see him making the play-in tournament again, and then them just the NBA giving him the award.
Right.
Right. So unless they somehow jump to top 4, which I just don't think is gonna happen, just due to the fact.
You don't give him at least 5 or 6 as well.
You talking about as in seeding?
Yeah, as a seeding. If
I mean-
5th or 6th seed, I still would give him the award too. If he's putting up these numbers, like that's really comes out, and they're winning at a substantial. It's hard to win in the West. That's one thing. So if they're winning at a solid rate, and Anthony Edwards having a breakout season that everybody's expecting him to have, I'd give it to him.
So, but how much you think Anthony's gonna average?
Right around 27 to 28 points per game. Maybe a little bit more than that. I mean, it's a high-scoring league now that we're in. We're seeing last year, like 4 players average 30 points. Anthony Edwards is capable of that. He gets to the line at a good rate. He shoots the 3 ball at a high rate. He's a dog. He could get to the paint at any given time. He has that athleticism. So he has all the tools, really. So it's just up to him to put it all together to really have that breakout season.
Okay.
Right. Once again, if that's how you feel, I'm not too mad at it. I just think that's really just going to fall down to the team success. And I just don't really see them really advancing that much. Like if they were to finish 7th again, like I wouldn't be too surprised. I don't think his team is too, drastically changed from last season. So,
But this is year 2 going into it. So
Yeah.
we're expecting a little bit more chemistry. Last year when we did this, everybody had head scratchers, but they still managed to get into the playoffs. So
I just also want to see though, we all feel Anthony Edwards should be that number 1, but does Karl Anthony Towns feel like that?
has to.
He does. What do you mean? He doesn't have to.
He
What
has
do you mean
to.
he has to? Like
When Karl Anthony Towns went
He
down,
was a-
we've seen what Anthony Edwards is capable of. In the playoffs, we've seen what Anthony Edwards is capable of. To me and to everybody, Anthony Edwards is the leader of this team.
no, right? I agree with you, Seb. I'm just saying behind the scenes, we know what happens in the locker room.
Right.
These young players in their egos, they get all this big money. So I'm just not sure if he honestly feels in his heart that he thinks the number 1 option. I heard Karl Anthony Towns go on a podcast and say he's the best big man shooter of all time. He's delusional.
No,
So
I think it's just the confidence that's within him.
yeah.
It's the confidence.
Right. So if you have that confidence, he can also feel this is still my team. I was here first. I was still number 1 overall pick. I'm still in the prime of my career. Why would he not feel he's still number 1 though? That's just where I'm coming from, because if he's not literally giving the quote unquote torch to Anthony Edwards, I just don't see him clearly just winning the most improved award. That's just where I'm coming from with it.
True, yeah. I feel you on that one.
All right. So for me though, my pick, I was kind of struggling between 2 names. I was thinking either Mikal Bridges or Jordan Poole. And I'm gonna go with Jordan Poole. I just feel that narrative is gonna play a lot, not into just this award, into a lot of the awards. We all know what happened last season with him and Draymond. He didn't have the best season coming off the last season to where he had that breakout series versus Denver Nuggets, really put his name on the map and really earn that money. We seen the fight, the punch that shook the world, and he just wasn't the same. The playoffs came around, his shooting percentages just wasn't where it's supposed to be for that type of money that he was paid. I think he's kind of happy that he was traded to Washington. He is now the man. I don't think it's Kyle Kuzma's team. I don't care that Tyus Jones may be the quote-unquote point guard of the team. I think he's going to have the ball the most. I think that's really why they did make the deal. I think he's going to average, this is just in my opinion, at least 24 points a game. Because I think he's just going to put up a lot of shots. And I don't think the Wizards really care. Like, you're just going to need someone to put fans in the stands, just going to push shots up. I don't know if they're really aiming for the playoffs, but I just think his stats is going to be there. The narrative's going to be that, oh, the Warriors was holding him back. He was behind Steph. He just didn't want to play with Draymond Green anymore. I think that's going to play a big factor. And I have Jordan Poole winning the award, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I got a quick question for you, specifically for Jordan Poole. So like him being on the Wizards now, kind of being like, if you want to say like the best player on the team, you think like he could handle the responsibility of that? Because again, too, when on the Warriors, it's easy to get 20 when people are focused on Steph, Clay, and then Draymond's at the helm and everything. But now it's kind of solely on him to kind of initiate offense. And I really feel like the best defender is going to be guarding him night in and night out. So you do feel like he's still going to have success?
Right. Well, we all know today's NBA, it's not like back in the 90s and the 80s to where it was much more physical, right? You can't really touch the players as of today's NBA. So I think he'll be fine in that aspect. Once again, he's going to pull up a lot of shots. Into the fact that you're saying, is he going to be able to lead as that number one option? I'm hoping so, and that's why I have him winning, because I hope what he learned from Stephen Curry being in that Golden State Warriors locker room, and also seeing how after, the whole punch thing happened, he didn't have the best season, how the media was talking, the fans was talking. He's still a young kid with a chip on his shoulder. I think it's going to be the revenge season. I think he will be prepared. Now, I'm also going to jump out the window and say the Wizards will at least make the play-in this season. That's just how I feel. I just like some of the pieces on the team. The East is not as strong as the West. I feel that if he is going to get the award, that's also going to have to play the fact that last season, they didn't make the play-in, correct?
Oh, the Wizards?
The Wizards, right?
No.
They didn't, right? So now if they make it this year, a la Jordan Poole, replacing Bradley Beal, I just think the storyline's going to be there once again, and that's why I'm going with Jordan Poole.
Quick question, though. You don't think Kyle Kuzma might be in a run for that as well? Because these are still two young players, too, relatively young.
No, right. Kyle Kuzma also got his big deal. He's also, a real focal point of the team. But I feel like even Kuzma just kind of sees that he's the real prototypical guard of the team, and the ball's gonna be in his hands a lot. And I think Kyle Kuzma is just going to play his role. Like, I don't really see there's going to be any turmoil between those two. I already seen in the preseason they get along. I've been, I followed the Wizards page and practices. They look like Jordan Poole is sort of leading the group. They look happy. I got Jordan Poole, man. Like, I got Jordan Poole.
My boy got the pool party going on.
Pool party in Washington. That's how I got it. But we can move on. Sixth man of the year. We all know how important that sixth man is to an NBA team, that person that comes off the bench and gives his team that spark. So to start it off, they have Emmanuel Quickley at plus 700, followed by Norman Powell at plus 1,000, Malik Monk plus 1,200, followed by Malcolm Brogdon plus 1,400, Derek White plus 2,300. Now, I think more Derek White, so low like that didn't. I think they're projecting he might be a starter, though. Hasn't really been officially announced yet. So if he is, then I think he's going to fall right out of this race. But I'll just start real quick. I like Malik Monk to win this award. I feel like just for two reasons. I feel he's a scorer that can score at a very high clip coming off the bench. And I feel just coming off last year, he already knows his role with the team. If you look at someone like Malcolm Brogdon, right, he's new to the Portland Trail Blazers, and I'm not even too sure if he's going to be there the entire season. So can a trade maybe stunt, his momentum and getting the award? I think that could happen. Emmanuel Quickley is looking like the odds-on favorite to win it, but also, like, I'm not sure how the Knicks are just gonna do this season. Like, I'm not sure how much is he in their plan. I know they already got Jalen Brunson. They still got Julius Randle. They still have a lot of the pieces that they had last year. But it's like sometimes I feel they start to really use him a lot, and in other parts in the season, I feel he kind of falls out the rotation a little bit. So he's really up and down. I'm not sure how fairly that's going to work out. And Norman Powell, the whole Clippers thing could go up and down this season. I just don't want to put anything on the Clippers right now. So I like Malik Monk. Jalen?
Yeah, for me, I got Cam Thomas. Specifically, I definitely feel like, especially with this Nets roster, I really feel like he's the vital part on the bench. I really feel like he's kind of the leader of the second union. When you look at the bench specifically, it's not really too many scoring options. I really feel like, you have Lonnie Walker, you have Royce O'Neal, you have Dorian Finney-Smith. But if you need scoring, you're going to need Cam Thomas. And especially if you look at the starting lineup and with Ben Simmons, if Ben Simmons is starting, I definitely feel like Ben Simmons is going to be a vital part of just making plays for everybody and kind of playmaking for everybody. But again, you need someone that could create their own shot, need be. And I really feel like Cam Thomas can create his own shot once, maybe he subs in for someone. I really feel like it will bring the Nets a different look when he comes off the bench. Now, I did watch in preseason. He's definitely adding a lot to his game. He definitely added more weight and more muscle. So he's definitely, I've seen him be better defensively and also look to try to make more, not try to just score every chance he got. So I definitely feel like he's trying to earn more minutes to stay on the floor, which was a big part of, why people had questions on why he wasn't playing, the previous season. Because, the previous season, the only thing he can do was score, and you can only score in one way. So I definitely feel like adding parts to your game to where you can keep, minutes and keep yourself on the floor and not be a liability is a big, vital part, especially for him in the Nets. So I definitely feel like he addresses those issues, and he leads the second unit, and I really feel like he has the potential of just leading all scorers in bench scoring, to be honest, too. So I really feel like he has, freelance and free opportunity on that bench to do whatever he wants. So I have Cam Thomas as 6th man of the year.
Okay. So
Me, I got to go with Norman Powell. Just what I seen last year when PG and Kawhi went down in the playoff series against the Phoenix Suns. I definitely seen him take more of an initiative to score. He was right up there with Russell Westbrook. I seen just how efficiently he could score as well, and just the fact that when he's in the game, it's strictly like buckets. Like, he could probably do a little playmaking, a little bit of defense, but when it comes to him just coming in the game, I feel like it's just instant offense. I definitely like what I see from him, especially with the Clippers this year. I feel like this team is definitely rejuvenated. Since training camp, I've been following them. I've seen just a lot has been going on, so
they're rejuvenated every year, bro. It's the same story, bro. Every year, bro, they're rejuvenated.
We're going to talk about that. Jalen, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Jalen. You know what we talk about. You see what's going on over there in them Clippers training camp. Don't be scared. I know you and them Lakers. Don't be scared, man.
I'm not scared at all.
But yeah, that's what I was saying, though. Just Norman Powell, just what he brings offensively on a night in and night out basis. I definitely look for Ty Lue to look for him first off the bench. So I'm going to have to go Norman Powell.
No, I'm glad that you brought up Norman Powell. I got it written down right here. If I was not going to take Malik Monk, I was definitely going to have to say Norman Powell. I just think he's a sneaky pick. It does give me some nightmares because I do feel when the Lakers play the Clippers, just over these last couple of years, Norman Powell comes into the game. He's just on fire. He can't miss from three.
It's that one red.
It's just always him. So he definitely still gives me nightmares, but I just feel Malik Monk is just a safer pick to me over a Norman Powell. Like, because Norman Powell could just be used as a trade piece and then goes God knows where.
No,
I'm just not sure with just this whole Clippers team is scared to do anything with them.
I like that. I don't know why I didn't think Malik Monk, because when you really think about it, Sacramento is really like one of the high rated offense too. And him in the playoffs too, he definitely showed out.
Yeah.
All right, so we can move on. Rookie of the year. Victor Wembanyama is obviously the clear-cut favorite. He's at minus 125, followed by Chet Holmgren, plus 380, Scoot Henderson, plus 470. Then Brandon Miller, he tails off at plus 3,400. And then shout out to this guy on, I believe, the Oklahoma City Thunder. He was set at plus 3,500. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's like Vasilij Mimic. It's some overseas guy I've never heard, but he's at plus 3,500. Maybe Vegas knows something I don't. I've never heard of him. Shout out to you, Mimic. I hope maybe the Thunder.
Shout out Sam Presti. He probably is. Sam Presti, he definitely knows how to pick the gems out. So.
Right. So, Jalen, talk to us. Who's your rookie of the year?
Yeah, my rookie of the year is definitely Victor Wembanyama. I just feel like as far as like rookies, he has the most responsibility on the team of just trying to lead the Spurs possibly to the play-in or playoffs, whichever it may be. I just feel like he's going to take over a lot of the responsibility and it definitely get the recognition, as we already seen, highlights as being shot out, every game. So I definitely feel like he's probably the most focused upon rookie. I really feel like kind of like, I wouldn't say like the fix is in, but it's like if he performs well, he's winning Rookie of the Year without a question over anybody else. One other person I wanted to consider for Rookie of the Year was Keontae George, only because of the fact that being on the Utah Jazz, they're really depleted at the point guard position. They really only have Colin Sexton, and I really feel like he'll have more of a chance to get more playing time and be more, more acclimated with the system in Utah. So I definitely feel like, Keontae George is also a person to look at for Rookie of the Year. But I really feel like it's kind of a landslide for Victor.
Not yet. Minus 125. Seb, Rookie of the Year.
Clear-cut favorite, Victor Wembanyama. If you're a betting person, take all your money, put it on Victor Wembanyama for Rookie of the Year. What we seen in preseason is the truth, and what we all been talking about. Everybody talking about, can he play in this league? Is he a little bit too soft? What I seen in preseason can be duplicated within the regular season. Somebody that's really just a menace on both ends of the floor. We seen it on the defensive end with the blocks. He really gets up and get it. And then just on offense, it's like, how do you guard somebody that's 7'4", that really could put the ball on the floor? I seen him nutmeg somebody. Mm-hmm. So for somebody his size to be able to do those type of stuff, I really feel like Greg Popovich really has it out for him, and I do think they have a chance of making the play, and I definitely like how this roster is looking thus far. So with just how everything is looking, if they can make the play and Wembanyama could, put up these stats, we're talking like 20-8, and possibly could sneak into the All-Star game, it's a clear cut. It's literally clear cut for a Rookie of the Year. I don't see nobody else. No, there's no offense to Chet, no offense to Scoot. They're going to have great seasons too, but I just feel like Victor Wembanyama is just a clear-cut choice.
Shout out Victor Wembanyama. Obviously, he's the clear-cut favorite. Now, to be an NBA All-Star this season, I didn't say it never happened in history. I'm just saying I don't know if that's going to happen this season, just to the fact he's on the Spurs. I don't think they're making the play either. I just think the Western Conference is just very, very tough. Victor Wembanyama definitely looks special, though. I'm watching him in the preseason. I like all the comparisons that people are saying, but to me, I heard someone say he's like a 7'4" Kevin Durant, and I definitely agree with that. He could handle the ball. He definitely could stretch the floor with the 3-point shot. Could definitely shoot over the defender. Could get up and down in transition, and what he can do defensively, just protecting the rim, blocking shots, altering shots. He's just definitely special. I really, in my heart, wanted to say Scoot Henderson. I just like how everything planned out for him. Dame being traded, Portland needing that new face, him coming there to be the new point guard, new face of the franchise. I think he's going to have the ball a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if he finished second in voting, but just sort of what Jalen was trying to say when he said the fix is in. I just feel back when LeBron was a rookie and everyone was saying Carmelo Anthony should have won the award because technically he kind of had better stats and his team had a better record that year, but it was the fact it was LeBron James coming out of high school, the chosen one. Same thing with Victor Wembanyama. They're saying he's the best prospect since LeBron. He would have to literally get hurt for him not to win. Yeah. And then it depends when he gets hurt. Because if he qualifies for enough games, he still might get it.
What's the number of games? Is that for does the 65 games go for rookies too?
Right?
Yes, for everything.
I think it's for all awards, right?
That might be the only thing. If he can stay healthy though, it's clear cut. Literally clear cut, but 65 though.
How we feeling though about I don't mean to cut you off though, so Brandon Miller though. I see him at plus 30 for 100. He was the second pick though, not School. Yeah. School was 3 and it's so lopsided. So why does Vegas think Brandon Miller isn't, I guess, just gonna be on the level of a School, a Chet, a Victor? What's going on?
When you really think about it though, the team is already set up to where he's most likely going to be in a position where he gets the ball like third or fourth because you already got LaMelo Ball. Tay Rozier needs his touches as well. Miles Bridges is coming back.
I don't know what's going on with Miles Bridges. The last time I seen Miles Bridges, he had another mugshot. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Miles Bridges is playing. PJ Washington
got to get it. Everybody got to get this. So he's not necessarily going to be the man. He's going to have his moments where he looks solid. But overall, when you think about it like Scoot Henderson, who's going to come in and already have the ball in his hand, Chet Holmgren, who's already going to be effective. We've seen it in preseason against Victor. He already had he put up 19 or 20 against them. So those guys you're looking at already, those are like franchise player guys that you could really run with. I feel like drafting Brandon Miller is just a piece added on to just around LaMelo Ball and just building around him. So he's not necessarily going to be the franchise guy to when we talk about these 3 other guys, how they're already like transcendent in their franchise.
Okay. Before we, move on though from the rookie year, I want to ask y'all. So out of these, let me say these four names: Victor, Chet, Scoot, Brandon Miller. 10 years from now, we're looking at their career. Who, just will have the best career thus far, looking 10 years down the line? If y'all had to say,
Victor.
I'll say Chat because I definitely just feel like, especially he's with a better group, and I really feel like that group, especially with the Thunder, is gonna have a good run for 5 years. He'll be a very vital part of that. I really feel like in the event that just kind of just seeing the way Victor plays, I really feel like he may get hurt and he may have some injury problems, but I just feel like with Chat, he just kind of more so a vital part of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I really feel like 10 years from now is he's probably going to be in like championship runs and like everything like that. So I just feel like Chet will have a better career than everybody else.
I could say the same for Victor Wembanyama too, especially with the Spurs organization, what they have going on. What they have 5 titles already. Greg Popovich is still coaching. Just the team around him don't look too bad too. So now that you have your franchise guy, the best thing to do is surround pieces around him. When you think about Chet, you got to still factor in Shea Gilgeous. You got to still factor in Lou Dort. All these other pieces too are very valuable to him. But with Victor Wembanyama, it's just he's that sole guy. When you think about Oklahoma City Thunder, is Chet going to be the best player or is Shea Gilgeous? Shea Gilgeous came off averaging 30.
Yeah,
So who you going to
but
cater to
I think
more?
Chet is the third option on
yeah,
this
but I
team, though,
think
right now behind Gideon Alexander.
yeah, but I think specifically with the Thunder, they need Chet. Like
For sure.
I'm not saying that the Spurs don't need Victor, but like they just went like to the play-in and all that, but they don't have a big like anybody above. Like they have like Alex Poskaskeps, but he doesn't really get as much playing time. But
Shout out
Chet,
my boy
he
Alex
needs
Pokashevsky.
they. I feel like the Thunder really need Chet. So like that's kind of like the main reason why I picked him.
Right. I kind of agree with Jam right there because we look at last year in the play-in when they had a battle versus the Pelicans. It came down to that last quarter. If Chet is playing in that game, I think things might look a little bit differently, right? So we can move on. Defensive Player of the Year. We're gonna start off with Jaren Jackson, who won it last year, plus 550 right now, followed by Evan Mobley, plus 700. Giannis Antetokounmpo plus 850. Anthony Davis plus 1,000. Finishing off with Bam Adebayo plus 1,200. I'll start off with this one right here. This was one of the harder ones to kind of figure out. I think although these 5 players and even more, right, can qualify for this award, be in the talks. I remember we spoke yesterday, and I said a sneaky pick will be Victor Wembanyama. We're watching him in preseason. I think he's averaging like at least 3 blocks a game.
Thought the same thing too as well.
So I think that's someone you might have to look at too. But I sat down, I'm thinking. My heart, wanted to say Anthony Davis, but it's just the games played. Once again, we all know the new rule. You got to play at least 65 games. I don't know if Anthony Davis is going to play 6 games. So I'm not, no disrespect.
6 games is
But I'm just not
crazy.
sure how many games Anthony
Yo.
Davis will play this season. I'm hoping that he plays all 82 like he said. But I'm just like, I just don't know, right? Giannis would be a safe pick, but I feel like I said that last year. And I feel he wasn't really even appreciated as much as he should. I don't know how much is that, he was playing with also Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez on that team. So they had a lot of good defensive pieces. Evan Mobley, him just with Jarrett Allen. I don't know if does Jarrett Allen also take away some of his votes.
True.
So Jaren Jackson, he won last year. We all hear of voter fatigue. I don't know if they're going to want to vote for him again, even though if he did, he'll be eligible for a Supermax extension. Forgetting the exact number, but it will be one of these crazy numbers that all these NBA players are getting. So I'm going to go with Bam Adebayo. He can guard 1 through 5. I love what he does defensively. And I just think he's going to have to be on that type of level for the Miami Heat to really stay afloat this season and try to be another sneaky team to have a run through the playoffs. He's going to have to be on the Defensive Player of the Year because once again, we talked about last episode, them not getting Damian Lillard, I think kind of really affected how they pieced out their roster. So I feel especially this season, they're going to need that quote-unquote big 3 of Bam, Jimmy, and Tyler Hero, but Kyle Lowry to
Tyler Hero, bro.
Just saying, but
Tyler Hero, bro.
Kyle Lowry, right? Yeah, I think Bam is gonna have to be a focal point. So I'm a go Bam though. But if one of these other names win it, I wouldn't be surprised. Jalen, how you feel?
I'm gonna agree with you because I definitely had Bam Adebayo as Defensive Player of the Year too, and I definitely feel like a big factor in that is winning games too. I definitely feel like due to injuries and everything, I definitely feel why like the Heat kind of fell down to eighth, but just even the season before they were the first seed and Tyler Hero won Sixth Man of the Year. So I definitely feel like if the Heat are winning, someone could definitely win an award. And I really feel like Bam Adebayo has been overlooked as a Defensive Player of the Year candidate as well. Again, he guards 1 through 5. I really don't feel like there's a tough assignment for Bam Adebayo. Yeah, I definitely feel like he's definitely the best candidate. Now, what I would say is that I would go Nick Claxton, but for some reason, I don't know why last season he wasn't as recognized because I really feel like when Kevin Durant and Kyrie left, like all that defensive player of the year attention went away. But the stats kind of prove like he's one of the best defenders in the NBA. I think he probably even got snubbed for defensive team. I don't know why, like maybe because of the media or like maybe it's just they weren't too focused on it. But that's another person I'm looking at for defensive player of the year if, everything goes well. Because I didn't see like eyes on like Nick Claxton hold his own against Luka, get switched on. Like I don't really see Nick Claxton get beat too much off the dribble, like in the paint. He does a solid job just staying up, doesn't foul too much either. So that's another candidate I'm looking at.
Right. I'm glad you brought up Nick Claxton. I think like you hit it right on the nose. Once the whole trade went down and all the star players left, that, like you said, the media didn't really pay too much attention to the Brooklyn Nets. But I do remember watching that first round series when he played the Philadelphia 76ers. Even if you felt Embiid did win the matchup, I seen that he never backed down from the matchup. He was always ready for that fight. He was talking back to Embiid. So I definitely like the energy that he does play with. I'm not mad at that sneaky pick. Seb, you are a big man. Defensive anchor, right? Who do you got for Defensive Player of the Year?
Anthony Davis this year. I know you shied away from the pick, but I'm a roll with Anthony Davis this year, expecting that him to be healthy, have one of his better seasons with LeBron this year. Coming into last season, just the whole 360 that they did, it started with him just on both ends on the floor.
When we traded Russ?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations, bro. You felt good about saying that?
No, I'm just stating that's what happened once everything we traded Russ.
All right. Yeah, so like
I'm just
so like I was saying, yeah, so Anthony Davis, just what I've seen, especially just in the playoffs as well, leading up to the Denver series, because he had a hard time guarding Jokic. But other than that, I seen just him just perimeter play, switch on defense and just, help defense. He checks off in all those categories as well. I'm expecting him to, average around like 2, maybe even 3 blocks. Somebody that really can, just affect how an offensive player's night gonna go. Just disrupt the whole floor, just a whole team's offense game. I'm expecting him to play those type of games to qualify for it and to get the Defensive Player of the Year award.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. So if you had to put a number though on how many games Anthony Davis plays this year, you think he's gonna play 65?
65 on the dot, just to meet the requirement.
65 on the dot.
They're good at minute. I feel like if you know that somebody is going for an award too, not that he's going for an award, but he says that he wants to play 82. Realistically, Anthony Davis not playing no fucking 82 games. We all know that. But he will meet the requirement.
So why did he say that?
That's everybody says, I have hopes of playing 82 games. I have hopes of doing that. Everybody has hopes at the beginning of the season, but realistically, it's not going to fall through. So when we're talking realistically speaking, he'll play 65 games on the dot. And if the Lakers are in a good position, he'll rest those other games to where he's, durable for the playoffs, because that's really what you need Anthony Davis for. But regular season-wise, they'll do enough to win. Maintain a solid position in the playoffs to where they could get somewhat home court advantage. And I do feel like Anthony Davis is going to have one of his better years, being that there's a better group now, just everything that's happened throughout the postseason, just all the talks with just the Denver series and everything went. I feel like he has more of a chip on his shoulder than anybody else on the Lakers. So I'm expecting him to show out.
Okay. All right. Not mad at that. Coach of the Year. A lot of interesting names on here with the Vegas odds. Once again, I'm glad my last name is Jones, because sometimes I be reading these names and I don't know how to pronounce these things, bro. The coach for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Mark Dagan or Dajan Go. Like, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but shout out to him. He's at plus 650. The new coach for the Milwaukee Bucks, Adrian Griffin, plus 700. We all know Eric Spoelstra, one of the best coaches of all time, at plus 800. Joe Mazzulla, second year on the job with the Boston Celtics, plus 850. And to finish it off, the championship coach, which is kind of crazy. He's fifth right now. Mike Malone plus 900. Jalen, who will be the coach of the year and why?
I have Nick Nurse being the coach of the year. I definitely feel like for this exact reason, being that he is a championship coach, but I definitely just like his approach to the game where he doesn't let anything distract him. Even though you have the James Harden saga going on, I definitely feel like he has all his pieces right where he wants them. I definitely feel like he's gonna make the most of Tyrese Maxey in the system, kind of put the ball in his hands, and then you have Joel Embiid with an MVP. So I definitely feel like he's working with a lot of talent compared to the Raptors roster that he was working with last year. Again, too, he kind of has his X's and O's. Like he kind of has his approach to the game. I even remember times on the Raptors last season where he even stated that I really don't even care about scoring as long as my defensive plan isn't set and that no one is scoring and we're not getting taken advantage of. I definitely feel like that's a big part of it. Also, too, you have Patrick Beverly on the team. I definitely feel like he has a lot of plays that kind of complements the way he want to run offense and defense. With Melton, Beverly, Maxey, you even have Kelly Oubre, you have Tobias Harris, you have a lot of defenders and a lot of different people that you could throw at opponents, and I definitely feel like he'll find a way to have the offensive flowing and have it better to where Joel Embiid is not the sole focus of the offense, which has been the thing in the past. I really feel like he'll find a way to get everybody else involved. Even like last year with the Raptors, he didn't have over like 5 people have like 20-point games. I feel like he makes the most of his players. So I have Nick Nurse.
Right, but I know you brought up briefly the whole James Harden situation. How much of an impact do you think that's really gonna make? Those let's say this stalls out till like Christmas, January, even the trade deadline. You don't think that's gonna be just a headache for Nick Nurse?
Nah, I definitely just feel like Nick Nurse is the type of coach that I play with who I play with. Even when he had like the load management situation with Kawhi, they still figured out how to win games. And I really feel like even in that instance, Pascal Siakam won Most Improved Player that year with Kawhi being in load management and anything. So I definitely feel like Nick Nurse just makes the best of what he has on his team.
Good point. Seb, coach of the year.
For coach of the year, I'm gonna go with Joe Mazzulla. Second year head coach of this team. Had an impressive start last season. Even though just getting thrown into the fire past the Ime Udoka situation, to really just be able to get this team together, have something set, even though, the foundation was already laid out from Ime Udoka. We have somebody now that has a whole different mindset on how the game should be played. Very offensive oriented for Joe Mazzulla. He gonna fix up some patches within the defense setting, but just overall, I like what I've seen just last season. I feel like now that you have a first year coaching under your belt, you could really translate to what you want to initiate into this year's season with this team, especially having an upgraded roster and just, having an MVP caliber and Jason Tatum, retaining Jaylen Brown for that large contract that he got, getting Kristaps Porzingis and another defender that does the same thing in like Marcus Smart did within Drew Holiday. You have all the pieces. You have literally a whole foundation set on what you want to do. I expect nothing less to maybe even have the best record in the NBA. So with translation and wins and just what you want to do now on this offensively and having a whole system set up, I definitely feel like Joe Mazzulla should be the candidate for head coach of the year.
All right, I'm not mad at that. I'm just looking at all the names right here. I want to say Eric Spoelstra. I think it's criminal that, just with some of the rosters he's had and where he's taken some of these teams, he hasn't won a coach of the year yet. That's just blasphemous. But the other part of me does want to say the coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder, Mark. 'Cause I feel like that's a team that could take maybe the biggest leap just due to the fact of Chet Holmgren coming onto the team. So I think they'll be better than they was last season. And I'm going to stick with that pick. I'm going to take Mark, the coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder. I can't say Eric Spoelstra because I'm just not 100% sure where will that team finish. When we talked about the worst teams of the offseason, I was the one that said the Miami Heat. And I said that because besides them signing Thomas Bryant and Josh Richardson, I don't really see what else they really did. Shout out to RJ Hampton. I seen he get a little buzz in the preseason. He's playing okay. How vital he will be regular season, once we get to towards the end of it, past the trade deadline and getting into the playoffs, will he get meaningful minutes? I'm just not sure. So shout out to Spoelstra. I'm just not sure he's gonna be able to do with this roster. So I'm gonna take the coach of the Thunder to get coach of the year.
Okay.
All right.
I feel you on that.
So the most prestigious award, right? The MVP award, I believe, named after Michael Jordan. Now, correct? It's the Michael Jordan MVP award, right? Rightfully granted, one of the greatest of all time. Shout out to Michael Jordan. We got Nikola Jokic at plus 450 right now. Luka Doncic at plus 600. Giannis Tyson for second, plus 600. Following Tatum at 4, plus 900. And the finisher of the MVP award winner last year, Joel Embiid, at plus 1,000. So, Seb, MVP, who you rolling with?
Jason Tatum. I do
Jason
feel
Tatum.
like this year will definitely help his case more that he has a better team. And the fact that he put up 30 last year, I feel like he could duplicate that as well and probably have better efficiency on what he's doing. Definitely winning definitely helps translate in your MVP rating. So I definitely feel like Jason Tatum will have another standout year, but this time it'll be more effective. Every time we see Jason Tatum, he definitely does get better year by year. So I'm expecting him to take another leap, especially defensively, taking on the task of guarding on the best players within this league and just providing buckets. That's what Jason Tatum has done since his time has been in the league. He has gotten better every year, just in every aspect of the game. So I'm expecting him to take another leap and with team translation and winning for them to just solidify his case.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. Jalen, MVP.
Yeah, for my MVP, I have Devin Booker. Specifically because I just feel like with the additions of Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, I feel like the game is going to be very much easier for Devin Booker. I definitely feel like with those additions too, they definitely complement the way he plays. I definitely don't feel like Bradley Beal at this time in his career is going to be looking to score or have the most scoring. I really feel like he's in a time where he wants to buy in and contribute to a championship team. Also too, with Kevin Durant, I don't really feel like he's still, Kevin Durant, but I don't really feel like he's in that stage in his career where he wants to just control the team and everything. And I definitely feel like he knows that it's Devin Booker's team. And especially too, Devin Booker is kind of entering that time where he's entering his kind of his prime now. And I really feel like this is probably the best years of Devin Booker that we're going to see from here on out. So I definitely just feel like he's just going to have an awesome season. And last season he was really injured. So I really feel like we kind of didn't pay too much attention to Devin Booker until like the playoffs started and everything. But I really feel like if he has a consistent season and he doesn't have any injuries, there's no reason why he can't win MVP.
Wait, quick question though before you even go ahead. Just with Devin Booker and the whole situation in Phoenix, you really have three guys that really could get buckets at any given night. So say, because him and KD are really right there neck and neck, and they both could go for 30. You don't think that takes away from the voters?
That's what I talked to you about.
No, I don't really feel like, because I really feel like it's more so going to be, I really feel like Devin Booker is going to have the best season probably of his career this season. And I don't feel like, Kevin Durant is going to be there, but again, we have to realize that Kevin Durant is not going to make every game. Kevin Durant these past three seasons has only played like 120 games, like 40 games a season. So he's really not going to be as healthy as he is. And I know, kind of just watching the Brooklyn Nets and everything, Kevin Durant is not as healthy as he used to be. So with that being said, there may be games where it's just Bradley and Devin Booker, and I really feel like Devin Booker is just comfortable with all these roster changes on how he wants to play, and I really feel like he knows like the Suns is his team, and regardless of what happens with the roster or injuries, Devin Booker knows how to play. He's been through kind of every roster situation, on the Suns.
Now I hear you on that, but just
Go ahead,
yeah, I hear you on that, but just what I'm really taking away from it is just every time there's like another MVP caliber or there's a superstar level player, it always takes away from the voters. We've seen it time even in Brooklyn with KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. We've seen it with KD and Steph. So as times it's like your value might be less appreciated because at the end of the day, yeah, you're putting up 30, but then you have somebody else right there with you that puts up 30 as well. And then even Bradley Beal, he'll give you 25 too. So is it really that? And I know with the league, they always have this narrative of just like, who does it really by themselves? It's always a narrative thing. So that might take away from it, just create a narrative that you have Kevin Durant with you, one of the best players of all time, somebody that puts up 30 in his sleep on high efficiency, something like that. So rather than like a Jokic or even just an Embiid, to where it's like, oh, they're putting up 30, but they don't have the quality of a superstar like Devin Booker does, or the luxury of having that type of player. So that's the only thing that would be a question mark, because we know Devin Booker scores with the best of them, literally with the best of them. We've seen it within these past years, just the success that Phoenix has been gaining throughout these years. We've seen Devin Booker elevate his game. So that's not a takeaway from Devin Booker what he got going on. But just with the league and just how it goes, it's just always some type of narrative that even if you're the best player on your team, you still have another superstar caliber player in Kevin Durant that might take away from the voters' perspective.
It may, but again, I don't feel like, especially with Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, like those, like they'll give you 30 a night, but I don't really feel like they're going out every night trying to get there. I definitely feel just by even watching Devin Booker, the way he's approaching the game now, and then it just seems very easy. And I just feel like those two specifically just complement his game specifically. And I feel like going into this season, I really feel like both of them know that this is Devin Booker's team, and they're not just gonna overtake that. So I definitely feel like those two specifically are just gonna fit in to complement Booker rather than try to like do the most type thing.
Right, so I just wanted to ask you real quick, sort of what y'all was talking about, but like a different angle, right? So we look at Joel Embiid, right? We don't know what's going to happen with the James Harden situation, right? So let's say James Harden just doesn't play all the way up to the trade deadline, right? And the Sixers are still a top 4 seed. I think we'll give Joel Embiid a lot more credit because he's really doing a quote-unquote on his own. Yeah, they got the Tyrese Maxeys, the Tobias Harrises of the world, but it's on Joel Embiid's back. Now, comparing it to Devin Booker, yeah, he might score 30 a night, right? He's capable of doing that. But then if you have a Kevin Durant there, right on the court with you, and a Bradley Beal, you just watching as a fan how some fans might feel. Is it not just so much easier for him seeing he has those 2 scores on the court for him already? Would that not take that away? Now, in that hypothetical scenario to where if Embiid did it on his back, I feel like narratives like that, the media likes to go, oh, well, he did it all on his own, compared to Devin Booker, who's going to be with KD and Beal this season.
Because that's what we really talk about with the whole narrative situation. Just literally what the league says is what's going to probably go down like a script. Like that's usually what they call it. Because if you look at it, Jokic really could have won that MVP last year. But they just said, oh, how are we going to give it to a guy that we don't know what he's done in the playoffs? Or even just, we feel like Embiid is getting snubbed. So at the end of the day, you really could be the best player like on the team or even in the world. But just how the narrative paints out, how the league paints it out can really like fuck up what you got going on. So I definitely do feel like Devin Booker really has that season though. But is it going to be discredited? That's the only part I'm worried about though. So like even if he doesn't like say like, it's the same 3 again, Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid. And we're not going to talk about D-Book because KD's in there. I feel like that's something that really snubs just even just how basketball is being played.
Right. I definitely agree to that point. We're going to have to see how it all plays out. Shout out to all of them. I didn't even give my pick though real quick. I'm going to go with Nikolai Jokic for a couple reasons. I feel he's going to be close to, again, averaging around a triple-double, so the stats is going to be there. I think the Nuggets will finish at least a top 3 seed, so he's going to have the seeding on his side. The no voter fatigue. Now, if he had won last year again, I think there's no way he would have won it this year, but the fact that Embiid got it, the voters will feel a little more refreshed to vote for him again. Also, games played. We always got to remember that number, 65 games. We don't know what injuries are going to happen to any player. We just don't know. Nikola Jokic isn't really the ones we hear too much with these catastrophic injuries and missing a whole bunch of time. I think he will reach that 65, so he'll be good in that. And once again, just that team success. The team's gonna be healthy. The coach is gonna be fired up. You see all the shit talking he was doing in the parade and all that. Team's gonna be ready. I'm gonna go with Jokic to win his. That would be his second, his second, right?
Second.
I think so.
Yeah,
right,
his second.
All right, I'll make sure he don't got 2. Like,
Wait, does he?
No.
We tripping?
He has 2. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments section.
He has 2. He definitely has 2.
If we wrong, just let us know
does,
in the comment section. We got to move on. To finish off the show, we will be, just predicting the NBA Finals, the 2 teams that we have going there and who will win it all. Jalen, start us off.
The Los Angeles Clippers.
Oh, my fucking God.
Again, I just feel like this is the first time in a long time that they're going into training camp. The team is fully healthy. I really feel like in the past season, Paul George and Kawhi had never had a real training camp to really gel well with the roster as well. And then I really feel like, again, you have a point guard in Russell Westbrook. as your, a solid piece that's just gonna play every game. Really is not injury prone as well. I definitely feel like the depth on the bench as well with Norman Powell, Terrence Mann, Bones Highland, and everybody else. I definitely feel like are great contributors. But again, these past seasons is really only because of injury. We really haven't got a good assessment to say, oh, is the Clippers just bad because they playing bad? It's just more so just injuries based. So I got the Clippers. I'm staying by it. Yeah, that's how I'm going.
Right, but so what happened in the bubble?
That was like 4 years ago.
So now are you gonna move the goalpost because it happened? But that's hold on. That's in the tenure of them being together.
Yeah.
That counts. That's from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Paul George being on the same team. They was up 3-1, right? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
Was it not 3-1?
Yeah.
And then they lost. So health had nothing to do with it.
I get it, but that's 4 years ago.
Are you blaming Orlando, Florida?
Again, that's 4 years ago, different coach, different team, whole different situation. I'm not gonna keep carrying that on, but again, I really feel like specifically for this season, going into this season, everybody's healthy, focused. I just feel like they're gonna win.
You just feel
excuses.
like they're gonna win.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
And is any of this based off what you've seen the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's what I've seen.
It's
definitely
because
what I've seen.
every time we watch them, we all end up at the end of the season just being disappointed. The same movie happens every single year. Paul George is in and out the lineup.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard is in and out the lineup. And even if both of them make it to the playoffs, God willing, one of them gets hurt. Jalen, if a girl keeps cheating on you and has been cheating on you the last 4 years, bro, the last 4, bro, you're just gonna say on the 5th year, no, I trust her, bro. Like, this is the year. This is the year we're gonna get together. Like, I'm confused what you're really going off of if they let you down every single year.
They didn't let me down again.
How when this team was put together with the 2 quote unquote top 10, top 15 players, they haven't done shit.
Are you done?
Are they ready to play?
Are you done?
I'm done, but I want to know, are they actually going to play, bro? Because you're saying, I feel really just based off hope. I don't see what off the last 3 to 4 seasons say they're better than Denver. They're better than Golden State. They're better than the Lakers. How are we going to say that?
Again, for the last 3 to 4 years, the Clippers have not gone out because it's just the Clippers again with injury. You feel me? So when I'm watching the team again, you want to bring up the bubble.
But are they not doing
you want to bring up the bubble. I could bring up the season.
Man.
I could bring up the season after that.
Though? So then what's even the point of low management? It's not to have them ready. So why they never ready though?
Listen, are you finished? So I can speak. Are you finished?
I want to know if you take.
I'm trying. No, you're asking me questions. Yeah, I'm not giving you the answer because you keep on disrupting me, bro. All right, for the last time, and I'm gonna say it again. Okay, you want to bring up the bubble, cool. Even the season after that, you feel me? They made it to the Western Conference Final. Kawhi got injured, so you can't really assess. Oh, it's the Clippers or whatever. It's just because of injuries. Even after that, it's because of it's because Paul George got injured, Kawhi got injured. Cool. Even the season, and then the last season, you feel me? They go to the first round, Kawhi gets injured again. Cool. Again. So that's what I'm saying.
It's the same movie.
So again. Going into training camp, which you haven't gone through the past 3 seasons with training camp with your healthy 2 stars, you go into training camp, both of them are healthy, you prepare for the season.
So because you have a training camp, now that means they're going to be healthy. We had a training camp.
More than so, your star players are at training camp.
Exactly, you're better.
When was the last time Kawhi Leonard was at training camp?
Exactly, you're better prepared for this season.
So either way, he's hurt. So that's what I'm saying. If he's been hurt the last 4 years, why this year will he not be hurt? Why do you think that?
The season off now.
Yeah, he hasn't started.
Now you have a better start to the season.
He hasn't started the season in 4 years, bro.
So what happened last season when he was healthy going into the playoffs because he was cleared to play and then played, 1 or 2 games and then disappeared? What happened then?
Yeah, he got injured.
That was last year.
So nothing else matters what happened last, because y'all keep saying it was last year, what that was 2 years ago. That doesn't matter, because then when we talk about comparing careers to careers, don't we talk about what happened 5 years ago, right? If we were to talk about LeBron versus Jordan, we talk about that. You say Jordan won in 1998. That was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, but now we're talking about this season. We're not talking about just that whole aspect of what's been going down.
Yeah, so, and it's not. And we're
talking about a fresh new season. And a fresh new season, that anybody has a chance to win.
And you're assessing.
Every team feel like they have a chance to win.
Exactly. Exactly. And your assessment is just being off injury. It's not because the Clippers are getting beat because they're not better than the other team. It's
seen
just
when they was in the
injured.
bubble, when they was up 3-1, they
4 years
lost.
ago.
And then you to move that point aside, you're saying that's 4 years ago. But what happened to what they did on the court?
You're mentioning
You're
mentioning the bubble and not mentioning the seasons after that. That's more recent.
When they
had success
when they
winning.
didn't make the finals and they underachieved again.
Okay. Again.
So what happened the next season? They didn't win the chip.
You mentioned that one.
They did not win the chip. So what did they do these next seasons?
You mentioned that point, but don't mention the other seasons recently after that when they had
didn't
success.
Win.
I'll leave it alone.
They didn't win, bro.
I'm beating at a dead horse here. All right, go ahead, man.
You can. I'm just saying they still did not win. So what happened the next season? Because they made it to the second round?
Conference finals, bro.
And then they lost. So now we are awarding getting to the conference finals.
If somebody's injured, how can you make a correct assessment of a team if somebody's injured?
But can we talk about then why is he always injured?
You act like he's doing it on purpose,
one
bro.
season.
You act like he's doing it on purpose.
Okay, and due to the fact he's injury prone, which is why even the odds don't have them over these other teams, I feel like you're also disrespecting the Nuggets, the Warriors, Lakers, who've actually won in this freaking era. And that don't matter because now they're just healthy because they went through training camp.
This is my assessment, bro.
Last year, though, nobody had Denver Nuggets winning the finals, though. So you can't just say what have they done. Before that, Jokic didn't go, everybody was questioning what is Jokic capable of. Yeah, he wins all these season awards, but is he, can he be that player that takes them to the finals? And he did it last year. Nobody had the Nuggets winning last year. If you check Vegas odds for last year, it was the Warriors, Clippers, who else? The Celtics were up there. All these teams were up there, but who ends up winning? The Denver Nuggets, though. So we cannot keep basing what goes down this season based off what last year, because every year is a different surprise, a different element, different factors that play into this.
I'm basing it off last year.
You're basing off a tenure, though.
Off their whole time together. How else can I base projecting them for this season? I'm about to just go into a blind. Oh, it's Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Fuck it, they won the chip.
At the end of the day,
we can't go off what we have seen in the past.
Yeah, and your assessment is being off of health. And this is the first time I'm seeing them healthy. That's all I'm saying.
Because every time that I bring up the other thing, he said, well, then that was a long time ago. I can't win. So, Seb, who you got in the finals?
Same as Jalen. I've been waiting to say this. The Los Angeles Clippers this year. I feel like just them being healthy, just them having a full training session, just the whole rejuvenated team. I told you I've been watching them since training camp. Just how Ty Lue's approaching this season. Kawhi Leonard's approaching the season differently. Paul George is even taking aspects to approach the season differently. You have the whole wings. You have a whole bunch of wings. You definitely have two bigs now. You have Mason Plumlee, who's a solid backup big for Zubac. I feel like just them adding a leadership role in Russell Westbrook, the point guard that they need to really, get guys going, speak and really just elevate the team. I seen Kawhi Leonard definitely spoke out saying how he's happy to have Russell Westbrook back. So is Paul George. Just all these elements playing to factor. I feel like just the team chemistry is just as good as it's been thus far, throughout this whole Clipper tenure. Kawhi Leonard is back and healthy. That's one thing you could take away from that. I know you just want to put all these question marks and asterisks around their whole tenure. You have every right to feel like that. But just me personally, just what I see, I feel like this is a team that has a good bond and good chemistry right now. And if they could all stay healthy, then why not?
Yeah.
You don't think that, realistically speaking, if Kawhi Leonard and Paul George was healthy in that Phoenix area, you don't think that they could beat the Suns? I'm asking you.
I have no more comments.
I'm asking you a question.
Los Angeles Clippers, though.
No, I'm asking you not for a comment. I'm asking you a question for an answer.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Now what?
Nah, fair enough. I'm just asking you.
Okay, can I go? I'm not talking about the Clippers anymore. Go ahead. I didn't know we're just going off imagination, and now that
what the hell you mean imagination?
Can I just hear your team?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Milwaukee Bucks in the East to play the Los Angeles Lakers in the West, and I got the Lakers winning the NBA championship. Why? The Lakers were a top 4 team last year. I feel their roster even got better from last year. So I feel this time we meet the Denver Nuggets again. I got them both back in the Western Conference Finals. I think this time we will have their number. Anthony Davis is going to take that matchup just a little bit more seriously, guarding Nikola Jokic. I think he's going to be prepared. LeBron James is going to be LeBron James. We know what he brings in the NBA playoffs. D'Angelo Russell talked about how he needs to be a better defender, how he's watching Derek White. I gotta believe what he's saying into the microphone.
So we're believing now. So the same reasons why the Clippers people could believe it. So why the same reason why people could believe in the Clippers if I go this a year.
But
you feel like D'Angelo Russell, since he said he believes he needs to take a better initiative of being a better defender, that is gonna happen. You feel like hold on. You feel like Anthony Davis is gonna take this. You feel like he has to take this personal matchup seriously now. So you're believing that he's gonna take it more seriously. So you believe that in that aspect, for those to happen, for the Lakers to get to the finals, that those variables have to happen. When we talk about the Clippers, we believe that they have to be healthy, right?
That's all I'm saying.
We're talking about believing factors now. Since you want to talk about believe,
I want to know when can I talk? Because you just wanted to cut me off. I couldn't say who I.
Nah, go ahead.
I couldn't finish, but you just brought up the point. Now I have to believe. Did I not start off going off last season? My problem with y'all is that y'all taking bits and pieces and then making your whole thing. How did I start off my take though, sir? I didn't just say I'm going off D'Angelo Russell. Yeah, I'm going off what I've also seen previously. I'm going off the new roster construction based off last season. Not just because D'Angelo Russell. You stopped me there though. Gonna take my one D'Angelo Russell thing and now make that my whole
Davis
take though.
And with
I also brought Anthony Davis, who actually played in the playoffs last year. Enough games to make it there. Once again.
Okay, somebody that still was unhealthy too.
But when it mattered most, he was there.
Yes,
I have not seen Kawhi when it mattered most in 5 years.
What I'm saying is, I agree to your point. He was there. Regardless, everything has to go right in these scenarios in order for them to get past the hump and win a championship. Is that not what we're talking about too?
I guess.
So as a Clippers aspect, these variables has to go right.
Are we gonna be real? And are we just?
We're talking about real right now. Real, and
are we gonna say the fact
right now
because Russell Westbrook is now on this team, now you riding with the Clippers? You being a dick sucker.
What I'm saying. How the fuck am I being a dick sucker?
Know what you're doing. Ever since he's on the roster now, Clippers this, Clippers that.
I'm talking about what the fuck I'm seeing.
You wouldn't even say that right now.
Regardless, I had the Clippers last year, second seed. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Last year you had the Clippers second seed. Did he not have the Clippers second seed last year too? What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we talking about? So you believe last year that if the Clippers were healthy, they were going to be second seed last year?
And I can't do that anymore.
All right, so we're going off base of what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro?
What do you mean?
What I seen in training camp is I believe that the Clippers can make it to the finals.
No.
You're saying because I see Russell Westbrook in there. I had the Clippers last year second seed, and they did not make second seed because what we seen, what we believe that they can do. What you believe that they could have done, you believe they had them second seed. Did you not have them second seed last year? Did you not have them highly rated last year? Yes or no?
Bro,
yes or no? Yes or no?
I never lied, bro.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Did you not have them top 3 seed? Yes or no? You see, I'm not answering the question. If we look back at our episodes, you could see that we all had the Clippers a top 3 seed last year. Now all of a sudden, why you have the Clippers going to the championship? Because they're healthy now, obviously. What the fuck? What the fuck are we talking about?
You're going off what you've seen in preseason and the training camp.
And health now. What are we talking about?
Yeah, they're healthy.
So what are you going off for last year?
They're healthy in the
going
summer.
off a current basis now.
But that's the
We're going off of right now, bro. We're going off of right now, bro. We're in preseason right now. This is the 2023, the 2024 season. What are we talking about?
And when you're making some of these picks, bro.
But that's what we're trying to say. And even if last year, if going into training camp Kawhi is healthy and you had them projected as 2, now that they're healthy and have a full training camp, now you just can't rank them the same. But when Kawhi was unhealthy last year, they were good. Like they were going to be a top team. But now he's healthy now, and they have a point guard in Russell Westbrook. It's blasphemous to say they're going to make the championship.
I'm just saying that they both have not been healthy when it matters, not once since being together. Okay. That's just a fact. That's just a fact.
So why'd you have them top 2 last year?
I had them top 2 last year because I was giving them one more chance, bro. Like everyone else, I gave them one more chance. And now that was it. I just can't do it no more. Like every other, I gave them one more.
Can't do it doesn't mean that there's no initiative that they cannot make.
I'm addressing you because you're a dick sucker, and I know
Watch your mouth. I ain't no fucking dick sucker. You're being a dick sucker. How the fuck am I being? You're a fucking Lakers dick sucker, nigga.
And I know that, and I know because Russell Westbrook's the starting point guard. Now you just hop on that bandwagon.
Nigga, your team got fucking swept last year to the Denver Nuggets. Now all of a sudden, D'Angelo Russell has to play fucking defense. What the fuck have we ever seen D'Angelo Russell play defense? He never played defense, nigga. Now you're talking about D'Angelo Russell got to do this. Anthony Davis got to show up. Now Anthony Davis got to have a chip on his back to guard Jokic. What are we talking about? Yo, Jalen, what are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about, bro? What are we really really talking about? Now I really want to know what the fuck are we talking about, bro? Because now all of a sudden your variables have to matter now. What the fuck are we talking about, bro? Niggas said Anthony Davis gotta take the Jokic matchup serious. How the fuck is he gonna take it now? You want to take it seriously after you just got swept? Be real, bro. Be real. It's not upset, bro. It's not be real, bro. I understand you're a Lakers fan, bro. You're a LeBron dick rider. It's cool, bro.
You can say whatever you want, bro.
Bro.
You stole my bro. I got love for you,
I fuck with you, bro. But you're not gonna come here and call me a dickster because I call it how I see it, bro.
Though. Here's the problem.
I know you too, bro. You talking about the Lakers gonna beat the Milwaukee Bucks now, bro.
You're just following Westbrook. Last year, was you not riding with the Lakers?
Did I say they was gonna be in the chip? Did I not? Did I say they was gonna be in the chip? Roll the episode back. Did I ever say they was gonna be in the chip, bro?
Was you riding with the Lakers?
Did I ever say they was gonna be in the chip? Did I ever say the Lakers was gonna? I told them they could make the AFC. I told you they could be in the AFC.
I'll pull up the DMs, bro.
I support it, but did I ever say they was going to the chip?
DMs, bro. That's not what you were saying to me personally. That's not what you were saying to me personally. I'll pull up the DMs, bro.
Receipts, bro. I have receipts for days, bro. I have receipts for days. All right, pull them up, bro. Post it on the fucking page. And when you see, I never said that the Lakers are going to the chip. This nigga gonna look like a fucking dickhead. Because you know why? You know why, bro?
Sev is riding with the Clippers now because Russell Westbrook's there. He's screaming in practice. He's doing all these.
I think it's because the Clippers are healthy during training camp, which he said.
That's why, bro. That's literally
I don't think it has nothing to do with
Westbrook.
He literally said, I have them because they're going healthy into training camp.
Did I say anything about Westbrook?
He didn't say anything about Westbrook.
I didn't say nothing about Westbrook, bro.
He didn't make any.
He didn't mention Westbrook.
I just said that, though.
I'm saying I know you, and that's why I brought that up. It's not based off what you said in your take. I know what you're doing.
But my take,
I just know
regardless if they have Westbrook or not, my take is my take. It's because of I seen it. What the? How you gonna tell me my pick?
I know you, bro.
Now I know you. Now I know you. His reason is because he knows me.
I know what you're doing.
His reason is because he knows me, bro.
You can't fool me. Maybe you can fool Jalen.
I'm not fooling nobody because if that was the case, I had the Lakers last year. Would that not be the case? I had the Lakers in the chip last year. So when we roll back last year's predictions,
I'll be posting the receipts. I got him in the DMs talking a very different tune. Like I'm just saying, I'll pull it up and I'll post it. Like I don't gotta yell and match you yelling because you want to get upset and all that. That's not me though. Like,
but you're chatting, bro. I can understand if you're trying to quote me. You talk about receipts. Yeah. My receipts never said nothing about the Lakers going to the finals last year. It never had the Lakers being in the chip.
And I'll post it.
Okay, yes.
That's it.
Like, all right, then. So don't sit here and quote me saying, oh, Westbrook was on the team last year, so I was going to have them win the chip. If we look back at the footage of what we had, I never had the Lakers winning last year.
Did I know? What I got
I'm talking about my prediction. We're talking about finals prediction. I'm talking
about what you said to me.
But we're talking about finals prediction.
I'm talking about what you said to me on the phone, bro.
What is this topic about? What I texted you in the DM or what I said about predictions?
Right.
What is predictions talking about?
Can't have a prediction. You
so my prediction is coming off of what I'm seeing this year. Yes or no? It has nothing to do with Westbrook on the team. I'm happy Westbrook is on the team.
I know
but
you're
if
happy.
I'm talking about yes, but if I'm talking
I know you are. Like so
like bro, like what are we talking about, bro?
No, last
we're realistically talking
we're going over. No, I like the fire, bro. But last comments on because who do you have them facing? No, neither of y'all said who y'all have them facing. Y'all just automatically just start riding the Clippers. So who they facing?
Like? You didn't ask us who they had.
I said the finals matchup.
Anyway, so I have them facing the Bucks.
I'm facing the Celtics.
And no. And 5 and 6, do you guys like how's it gonna be? You so confident.
No prediction in this series.
Oh no prediction. All right, so that's gonna do it for this episode of It's Debatable. Once again, I'm your host, Justin Jones. Seb, I appreciate you being here. Jalen, always a pleasure to talk basketball with you. If you would like to see more videos like this, subscribe, like the video, follow us on all social media platforms at It's Debatable _. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, It's Debatable. Anything else?
Like, comment, subscribe, more content coming through. I appreciate everybody for just following the page and watching the growth. See how far we've came thus far, and we're just only getting better.
That's it. Like.